On Thursday, May the 1st, voters across England will head to the polls in what may prove the most consequential set of local elections in a decade. These are not just sleepy council contests over potholes and bin days, they are a critical test of where power and disillusion now lie in our fragmented political landscape. Labour governs nationally. The Conservatives remain battered and leaderless in spirit. Kemi Badenoch is barely a token filler for leader. Reform is prowling around both major parties like a ravenous dog with a Brexit bone. And the Lib Dems, well, they're everywhere and nowhere until suddenly they're somewhere. One race, the Cambridgeshire and Peterborough mayoralty, offers a near-perfect microcosm of the national picture. When Labour won the Cambridgeshire and Peterborough mayor race in 2021, it was seen as a fluke. Nick Johnson, a relatively unknown Labour candidate, defeated the incumbent Tory in the chaos of Boris Johnson's post-pandemic premiership. Now Johnson has gone, and the seat is wide open. And Labour's Anna Smith, a local councillor with a reputation for pragmatism, is facing Paul Bristow, the ex-MP for Peterborough, who lost his seat by just 118 votes in last year's general election. Bristow wants redemption. Smith wants to prove Labour can govern locally, even while governing nationally, a test her party has historically struggled to pass. The early polls suggest Labour may lose this seat, and if they do, the implications are brutal. It will be the first sign of a mid-term malaise for the Starmer government. And the Conservatives are, in theory, on life support. They're defending over 900 council seats that they won back in 2021 through a national high. But the question is not simply whether they can win, it's whether they can resurrect. Paul Bristow is modelling himself on Andy Burnham and Andy Street, region first, party second, this is how they present themselves as mayors. This brand of localism, let's call it post-ideological managerial populism, is the only serious Conservative strategy that has survived the post-Johnson collapse and is the only credible way to deal with a response on the doorstep to what do you think of Kemi Badenoch. She is technically the leader, but few expect her to galvanise local support. She is, at this stage, a symbol of failure rather than a strategy to win. If Bristow wins, it won't be because of her, it will be in spite of her. Labour's national standing may be softening just months after their general election triumph. Infrastructure delays, benefit reforms, housing targets have turned what should be a honeymoon into a hurried checkout. Anna Smith faces the curse of association, therefore. Though she presents herself as independent-minded, she carries the burden of decisions made in Whitehall, whether that's Angela Rayner's bulldozing house-building targets or the government's benefit clawbacks for disabled people. Smith has campaigned on the promise of infrastructure before development, but in places like rural Glinton and suburban Peterborough, the damage may already have been done. If the electorate wants to punish Labour for early missteps, this is a soft and a perfectly suitable target. While Reform UK trails in Cambridgeshire and Peterborough, it is soaring elsewhere. The party has won second-place finishes in Lincolnshire and Northamptonshire and is now aggressively targeting Labour strongholds like Doncaster and Durham. This is not just a protest vote, nor is it an effort to gather support from places that begin with letters at the beginning of the alphabet. It's the revenge of the Red Wall, supercharged by disillusion, amplified by TikTok populism and led by Nigel Farage, the man whose political obituary has been written far too many times. In Cambridgeshire, Reform's candidate has tried stunts, tattoos, Elon Musk memes, but the ground game is thin. Still, even 13% of the polls is enough to complicate outcomes, and if they split the anti-Tory vote in key wards, they hand the mayoralty to Bristow. So don't overlook Reform, but equally don't overlook the Lib Dems. Their presence in Cambridgeshire is historically strong. They've run Cambridgeshire, gained ground in the east, and are now eyeing new mayoralties in Hull and West Yorkshire. Ed Davey's party knows how to win under the radar through local gripes, sewage bills, campaigns for swimming pools rather than ideological warfare. In the first past-the-post mayor election, the Lib Dems could be the kingmakers or the spoilers. If enough disillusioned Labour voters drift to them, Bristow walks into office. If the Lib Dems unexpectedly surge, they could even claim to be the mayor themselves outright, though that remains an outside shot. So, are we ready for May the 1st? Well, not really. Labour governs but looks vulnerable. The Conservatives are rebuilding from rubble with a few charismatic bricks like Bristow. Reform is howling in the wings, and the Lib Dems are sharpening their council knives in the shires. It's no ordinary local election. It's a referendum on how much faith or fatigue voters feel for every mayor, for every major party, and particularly for every major party offering a mayoral vote in a post-Brexit, post-pandemic, post-Truss, post-Sunak, pre-collapse Britain. The results may not shape Parliament, but they will redraw the map of power. One mayor, one ward, one angry voter at a time.